He wore his hair down as I can finally tell him and Blehze apart. I still don't know how he's able to travel back and forth between here and the desk so quickly to do player interviews, though. It's crazy how Paul is able to do that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. He's speedy. Ooh, that's talking about fast. That's a quick headshot from Brehze to take down Glaive, and BlameF is going to have to back away. 5-on-4 really early on, so EG, they can actually sit on this hit. They can take the pacing however they'd like. It looked like they wanted to kind of keep moving forward and are content at the moment with the one-man lead. Good pop flash, but BlameF cannot land the shots.
BlameF will back away as a result of that, and tagged up is Stewie, down to 40. It is interesting, as they say, there's actually more major winners currently on the EG roster than on Astralis.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's such a ridiculous statement to make. I mean, it's absolutely true, but it just sounds so bizarre when you consider the dominance of the previous Astralis lineup. And obviously, Astralis and EG have played in the past as organizations, but there's no head-to-head lineups on these two rosters. So this is something a little bit new. Cirque's going to make this a better situation as he knocks down Xyp9x as well. This will give them now a two-man, or rather, excuse me, a one-man advantage. Brehze's gone. Stewie's still pushing forward, though. Will make contact onto Farlink, and certainly that's one of the conversations, Jason, that we're going to have to touch on. Go ahead.
There's a 3-on-2 here. They can actually make this retake happen. That's an important shot from Stewie. Two players are actually on the other side of the map, and I think if Astralis had ever kind of caught on to that fact, they pushed the issue very, very much so in that 3-on-2. Either way, EG's got a massive lead in this pistol, a 1 versus 3 for Config, and he's got 15 HP.
And they rotated safely around because Config did catch on and catch Rush trying to flank them out, so they have no indication that he's over toward the scaffolding just yet, that he'll be covering off the lane. I was just going to say one of the things we do have to focus on is Brehze's been under a lot of pressure lately and a lot of criticism for his AWP performance. Obviously, he was someone that I think a lot of people gave credit to. You bring a young Bulgarian over to North America out of nowhere.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, there's no
This is so North American. This
way. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh my God, Config, no way. No way EG just let that happen. That's how we're going to start the game, Jason.
That's brutal, and I mean that's just kind of I guess a lack of focus is the best way to put it. They just bail out, and what a round from Config. I saw him pick up the kit. Didn't think there was any world in which he would have been able to pull that off, and just pretty unreal for an otherwise stellar played pistol round from EG. To lose it in that fashion sucks. Let's go back to this point because
it's just the new opera versus one that's struggling. And that's what I was trying to get 100 times. So go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, well, we kind of make the little crack the joke that EG has more major winners. I mean, even with 3 major winners on EG and only 2 on Astralis, there's still more major trophies on the Astralis side.
Oh, big time. Absolutely. No question about it. If just those 2 players,
yeah.
You know, 3 versus, what, 8?
It can be fun whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the point I was going to make, though, is just the AWP battle, because obviously Cirque's been under pressure lately. He hasn't quite been the same.
I think everyone from EG's been under pressure.
And the op situation and
yeah.
Position has been a problem ever since Device's departure. And I don't want to harp too much on the Device aspect of it because, look, he's gone at this point. We all know that, but they've been struggling to fill that position with someone that they're happy with. So
tough to replace, big shoes to fill, and they haven't found him quite yet. Glaive, just looking for information.
The reason I don't want to harp on that, though, at this point, it's not even necessarily about directly replacing Device. It's just about getting in someone that works with the current system and the current lineup, and they haven't been able to do that.
No, they haven't.
It's like Moneyball, the movie. They're like, how do we replace Giambi? You don't. You look at what else you need to fit the pieces to make it work, and they just need to get that piece at this point. It doesn't have to be a replication of Device. Yeah,
someone that can really help them kind of become a complete team. They haven't felt that way since his departure. 4-on-5, Stewie's gone down. Config over the top, 1 more kill. Molotov safely keeps his opponents at bay, looks away, gets into the safety of sandbags. Look, Brehze has him pinned down. There's 1 more Molotov, an automatic, and there it goes. Hits the deck. Glaive with a UMP. And that's a nice double kill. It's a nice 2-0 start off the back of the sneaky ninja defuse in the pistol.
Yep, Config getting them some space, some economy, and now a second round as he contributes in this one as well. That'll put him top the leaderboard 4-0. And yeah, a bit of a, I think, shock to the system for EG to lose the first round in that way.
Still a shock in my system at the moment.
Wow, listen, I know you've got the NA blood within you still, Jason. But yeah, no, look, they said, I talked to Rush very, very briefly for about 2 seconds prior to this game, and he was saying, oh, they want to get off to a good start. And that's not how you do that.
You ever talk to a player who said, we'd like to start down 0-5?
Yeah, well, yeah, all right, fair enough. Cliche, but, you know, in this tournament as a all right, you win.
I think we'd like to go down into a hole really quick and just to establish dominance, come right back.
Well, they're doing that now.
We'll find out. No utility for the EG attacking side with these deals. Just going to go for some headshots, but Config's got a nice angle. Brehze has a better one. Good shot. on the railing config wasn't expecting. So 4-on-4. Still some pressure towards the B bomb site. Brehze has control of mid. Farlig's going to rotate over to support Zip. And quiet on the map with a minute remaining in the round.
Trying to hit the shots. Is automatic. Yeah, dinked up through the edge of the pillar. Automatic goes down to 25. As Zipix will capitalize on this. MP9 for the first kill. Goes for the reload rather than the repeak. And while all that transpires, Glaive sneaking in behind. Rush and Cirque drop. Just Brehze remaining in a 1-on-3. Deagle in hand. Bomb down. And Glaive waiting for him with the sneaky little right eye.
Yeah, nice aggression. Nice mobile defense from Astralis moving across the map. Brehze in middle. Just falls back to join up with his teammates over at A so they can get aggressive towards the stairs. Clear that out. Excuse me, B. Clear that out and just ensure that no one's going to be there. And then they can focus elsewhere. Good kill from Config. And Glaive being aggressive down the ramp. So 3-0, all AKs for the EG side. AWP is out in the hands of Farlig, which will be fun to watch. Could be fun. Here we go.
Whoa, Brehze. I thought he was going to find that through the smoke. Zipix gets back away from it. A lot of objects, obviously, on the other side by the stairs. Meanwhile, Smoke's down also on ramp. Same sort of situation as they spray into that with the AK. Only one A1S. They've carried the AKs over. I know some players are almost debating if they pick up the AK or they stick with the A1S at this point. It's so powerful. Obviously, Stewie before this game in a little content piece saying it would be the gun he could nerf, or would nerf, rather, right now if he could nerf a gun.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of pro players saying that at the moment. This is a big Molotov config. How does he want to play it? Jumps up with the flashbang and then bails out afterwards. A little dangerous, takes about half HP in damage, but backs away and survives. Farlig with the AWP is going to step up to the plate to hold down the B bomb site. Off angle for him. It looks like EG is going to leave Brehze there and just readjust on the map towards the other side. 54 seconds left in round number 4.
Mid to B, potentially. Underneath, they're still focusing on the ramp. Bomb's been waiting, though. Automatic sits the ladder to try and make this work, so he's going to go for a split play in some fashion, but Glaive holding on toward the ramp is going to catch out Cirque, does further damage through yellow. There it is. There's a shot to Stewie that finishes him off, and he's going to come back out for a third in this one as he gets Rush as well. So Glaive looking pretty strong and pretty solid. You mentioned it. Brehze was left at B, flash over. And this was the mid to B I was expecting with the bomb down. That automatic might try and lurk in. He's going to do that, catch out config, but he's low HP as well. 20 to work with, and back down the ladder he will go toward the bomb that's been waiting below.
They're going to have to save.
Yep, they're bailing out of this one.
Nothing to do. They get shut down all across the map. Don't even start moving their way up the ramp. Good aggressive defense from Glaive with the triple kill. Also EG running out of utility to make that progress safely. And a nice start for Astralis. Looking good.
Looking good, Robin Hood. Yeah, 4-0 on Vertigo. Interesting as well, the desk, you know, putting EG, newer roster, North America to CS, not in the best of states right now, if we're honest, Jason.
I think pretty much everyone in North America, all the players and these kind of teams retooled of veterans, it's all been like coming out of the online era and coming out of the COVID era, just needing to find a little bit of new life within their game. It's kind of what this EG team's trying to do right now.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I guess where I was going with this is also just that Astralis, they have them as a fringe team in this group, right? So this game's significant because both teams need as many points as possible if they want any chance of going through, according to how the analyst broke it down, right? I mean, like, this head-to-head could be significant.
Oh, Brehze falls early. A couple of AK-47s picked up, and look at the defense. Farlig misses a shot. Config's not getting away. Double kill from Rush with the Tech 9 provides all the opening, and Rush might need to get that bomb. Spots one over the smoke. Zip lucky to be alive, but a better response right through the edge of the box. Cirque knows one is dropped down ladder and can't win the fight. It's 5-0 for Astralis. Glaive's 9-1. Config 6-3. And a Ninja Defuse. We don't have that on the scoreboard.
No, that's significant for the whole start, the economy and everything. And he was 4-0 after the first 2 rounds. So he has quieted off in terms of kills. Glaive, though, has been excellent, and we've seen that a number of times toward the top of the ramp. Rush at least cost them a bit of money on the Astralis side, but I don't dare say that they are in a tough situation right now if you look at their money on the board. So almost insignificant.
Let's see what they've got. Early pressure from EG up the ramp. Cirque, automatic, and Stewie taking those duties.
Stewie Dewey?
Yeah, I almost did that. My brain almost just randomly rhymed for no good reason.
Smooth brain.
just for a moment. Wrinkles are back in full force. Farlig gonna eat a little bit of a nade. 67 HP's tucked in close to the beam, and Stewie's gonna find a gap in the smoke to work through. No flashes, wants to be quiet, and Glaive gets caught. One behind sandbags. There's the follow-up peek. Stewie reads it, but just a bit too slow. Good cover from Automatic, and now Blame is under so much trouble. Gotta try and fight to escape this position.
Even tried to bait out the player at sandbags by looking for the second player that you could clearly hear above him audibly at yellow, but meanwhile, finally a man advantage for EG to work with. Brehze, who's been lurking B, will go again in that direction. Xyp9x, the one waiting inside of the site, will have a passive angle to cover the top of the stairs. Even gonna get flashed in as he swings to quad. He can actually see the headshot. Brehze didn't back down far enough. Good team play by Astralis, and Xyp9x isn't done there as he gets the all three from the quad position. Finally burned alive, but a little bit too late. Circ needs to go in. Remember, this was a situation in which they had the advantage, now turned back on its head in the AK. 30 seconds, he's gonna fire inside of the smoke. No sense hiding it at this point. They know he's over here. Fake out the plant. They aren't going to go through it just yet, but that smoke has a timer. And Config, waiting in it, is going to walk through.
Brutal. Again, EG finding advantages, and it's a nice triple kill from Zip, this time at the default boxes. Molotov takes some time to burn him down, and EG stumped yet again. 6-0. Not even, I mean, a great round. EG, I think, played that very, very well. Taking ramp control, finding those kills, getting Stewie aggressive to get Glaive. Automatic finds the Opper and Farlig. Blame F is under a lot of pressure, has to call for support, and they readjust back to the other side of the map. But there you just have a robot, a cyborg, in Xyp9x to shut them all down. Nothing for Circ to do in the 1v2. And timeout taken by EG to talk things over.
Lots to talk about. Perhaps, you know, after you plant the bomb, you should guard it.
That little detail.
Get a few more picks early on.
Yeah, it's actually, when you think about it, when you think of like from the context of like just all these frustrations and obstacles kind of building up and starting to overwhelm EG, I mean, it's still early, but you had the Ninja Defuse and the pistol run, then you had Glaive with the triple kill at the top of the ramp before EG could even step foot onto it, and then you had this previous Xyp9x triple kill at the A bomb site. So even when they do things well, they're just getting heartbroken afterwards. Astralis individuals stepping up when the team aspect falls apart. A big, big lead here. Tech9s and Deagles picked up for EG. A half-buy round that they're going to try and steal away.
I'm finally willing to say it's good to see the Tech9 back. I was still having traumas from its previous life. A previous patch.
I never had traumas. I just gave into the madness. I let go. I stopped trying to hold on at that point.
I lost the edge, Jason. I'm holding on too tight.
Well, not too tight. Lost the edge at the turn of his wings.
You guys were number 2. You're number 1. No, yeah.
Sequel coming out May 27th.
Yeah. Oh, is it actually? They've announced it now? I didn't even see that. Wow.
News trailer dropped, I think, yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. It looks fantastic.
I'm excited. Can we go together?
We absolutely can.
Oh, yes. Molotovs through skylights. Shot from Farlig, not able to connect. Haven't seen a ton from him yet this game, but haven't really needed to. His team's been pretty stellar and holding off. No Molotov, no utility behind the sandbags. They will put a flash out. Stewie able to spar with Glaive, and now he goes on to the M4A1S picked up in his hands. Automatic waiting as well inside of the cat position. This smoke redressed is going to give him a further 15 seconds of freedom. And he could time that very well because they're going to pinch in behind Stewie to lead it off again. Farlig trying to jump up. That missed AWP early, significant now. Doesn't dare go over top of the smoke. Knows they'll be staring him down as he fires a shot as well. That will certainly draw attention in his position. Bomb planted this time for EG and a 4-on-3. They've made a very decent round out of this.
Yeah, this is where individuals have stepped up for Astralis, though, when the team part has failed. Retake is going to be tough. Just now starting to go forward. Stewie's going to find another one. Xyp9x spraying around the corner. Brehze drops him from behind, and surely nothing more from this. And these last two players are going to stick around, I believe. Blame F is going to have to back away, but probably wants that AWP. The AWP that Farlig dropped earlier.
He spots out Automatic. He's not going to get the AWP. Good shot from Tim, and we should reset before bomb detonates. Therefore, no one else to go down. They'll keep the 2 AKs importantly as they'll carry those over to the next round. They didn't get the AWP themselves, though. They did run for it. They just didn't quite get there.
Couldn't quite find it. AWP's going to be dropped over to Farlig from Config, and actually, even with this 6-round lead, EG getting that win has put Astralis on notice in terms of their economy. Running out of money is this CT side by some close, sketchy rounds that have happened so far. But a good round for EG to finally get on the board. Get rid of that goose egg. Nobody wants to look at it. Smoke out, flashbang out. Brehze gonna look to take control over the smoke, looking for someone to get aggressive. And continuing aggression down this A ramp is Glaive. We've seen him do it a number of times so far in this game already. Cirque looking for a peek, a gap in the smoke. It can be so tough as an Opera to find a clean fight on that ramp with all the utility and all the aggression that comes towards it.
Quad position Zipix. Glaive's going aggressive on the ramp. Oh my god, they're not even looking. They just absolutely lined it up. That couldn't have been easier for Glaive. Perfection in timing as he gets into a nice angle. Brehze's going to do the same. I thought he was going to get caught jumping there, actually. That could have been very unfortunate, but does get config back, so at least one. Glaive's not done, though. Oh, unrelenting. I don't think he was hurt either. Rush was just too far away.
Oh my god, it's a three-man flank. The timing of this is so brutal. I mean, EG's, at least one player is obviously going to be looking towards CT spawn. They're never going to be expecting three players to come from the flank. Rush should have enough time to actually get into the bomb site with the bomb and get it planted. Actually, maybe not even that. Glaive not going to stop, and they're never going to expect more than him. Good trade, and Rush needs to plant the double stack. Still thinks one is going to be coming from the other direction. Has no idea he's got two to deal with. Probably has no idea the AWP is going to be trained in when he wants to get aggressive, but this is interesting. Pushing towards the retake. Blame F. Will they clear it? Doesn't hold his nerve, and Rush misses the opportunity. But that was awesome to give himself a chance at the 1v2. And a 7th round for Astralis.
Yeah, 7-1. You're absolutely right. What a push down from Glaive to start that off. Rush was so close to catching it out and spotting it and just barely gives up the position.
Glaive was actually looking for that exact play in the previous round against the Tech-9s and the Deagles. He just went right back to it. I mean, they kind of saw him push down probably in a sense that they'll never expect it twice. And yeah, you probably don't ever expect that push to happen from the CT side. Here's a little bit of a bright spot on this for EG is Brehze over on the other side of the map, away from the action on A ramp towards this B bomb site. On the T side, has been able to be decently effective at finding like a plan B, so to speak, you know, a second option for them to fall back into. He's done a decent job of providing that opening, or at least providing the foothold for it.
Cirque waiting for a shot through smoke. Config down the ladder, catches out Rush, and he will retreat all the way back up to top middle. Unscathed. They're starting to get a little confident, I think you could say, on the Astralis side.
Well, remember, too, we haven't seen Astralis play in like 5 weeks since their Katowice loss to G2. So they've obviously been in the lab cooking up some new things. And I have to imagine, considering the kind of team Astralis used to be and the kind of players they have now, I have to imagine they were reviewing some things and just saying, we're way too textbook. We're way too readable. We're way too, like, you know, just kind of standard gameplay, and decided on an individual individual level, excuse me, to have those kind of aggressive efforts, and at least in this match, it's paying off so far. 4-on-3, 50 seconds remaining. 7-1 in the favor of Astralis on the defensive. Vertigo.
Interestingly, this is EG's pick as well. Overpass next, so that's a bit of a concern for EG.
Config's got to push as well. He's got a big flank now, and they're taking so much time with this play. He's going to kill 2.
2, all right, let's see if you're right. Odds on for 1. Done. Oh, Zipix stole it. Config got the. I was hoping Zipix.
That's not fair. Did that?
No, doesn't matter.
Judges,
you said 2.
The judges will give it to me.
No, they won't.
The judges they've called
What judges? Figure skating? The ones that rigged that sport forever? Like which judges?
Yeah, those ones would be great right about now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 8-1. And now you have the situation where the aggression is working when they're there, and it's working even more when they're not there. Huge timing on this flank. Config just feels all the presence fade away and takes his time. 7-round lead. Tech-9s again for EG. This is the only round they have on the board, was 3 Tech-9s and 2 Deagles. Yikes.
Yikes. That's a whoopsie. Flashing themselves around mid, but do cover off the corner. Config at CT connection. Oh,
it's beefy.
Oh.
Big bada boom.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom. It's not like he said Mario's Mario Karts as Cirque gets up and over top very quickly on that Tech-9. Just speeding away with the blue shell. He's going to try to hit another one on a Blame F. Can't quite do it, and he'll transfer over to Brehze, although did pause the shots in between, and then goes to the pistol to capitalize on Stewie. 9-1.
Nicely done. This is a comprehensive victory so far from Astralis. Looking real good. Real clean to start their Group D effort. And I mean, also, obviously, the only focus for Astralis is this event, is this group. But I mean, for those of us tuning in at home and fans of Counter-Strike, you're kind of watching this, you know, even just kind of wondering what Astralis is going to look like with Far again. It's not just for us, you know, about the group and about the event overall. It's just, what can we expect from this Astralis? Are they going to look a little dilapidated? Are they going to look a little slow like they have previously? Or is it going to look like they're starting to figure things out?
I'd say everyone else is figuring things out. He's 2-5. I'm not really going to call him out. I mean, 2-5, yes, he did miss a few shots.
They haven't needed him yet.
That's exactly
yeah.
it, right? Like, if they were losing the rounds where he missed a shot specifically back towards scaffolding, I'd say, okay, hang on, bro. That's not really ideal, but they haven't needed him yet. So 2-5, whatever. There's not enough kills to go around when you're dominating like this. It's just that situation, and it's Vertigo with an AWP. So
first match jitters with the new jersey. We'll give him that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Ooh, nice flashbang.
Speaking of AWP, Cirque's got the opener on T-side. I actually think the T-side op can do more on this map because so many CTs get aggressive at ramp.
It's possible. It's just tough at times. Real tough with all the flashbangs and smokes. Glaive, oh, this time he's got Stewie's number. Backpack shows first. Glaive ducks beneath the headshot angle. Automatic's gonna get him anyways. Good kill from Tim as he marches up the ramp, looking for more into the bomb site.
What's in that backpack? Because there's no bomb in a backpack anymore. It's not 1.6.
MREs,
so why do we have to have that player batteries to make things disadvantaged for the Ts in this situation?
The important battles you're taking. There's our boy Farlig. Trail mix?
That, yes. And you cannot go without it.
It's those M&Ms and the raisins.
Gotta add a little peanut butter in there, though.
Cirque. Over the top of the smoke. Didn't see it coming. Farlig missed a chance. One nade left on Blame F. Planter, unfortunately, is full HP. That's not going to do anything. Down to 48 HP, or excuse me, it's going to do something. It's not going to stop him. Tag down to 22 after that. A retake, very, very doable. 3v3.
3v3 indeed. Farlig shot now could be significant, but I don't think...
They're saving.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's really much to go for in this, given the situation. They're going to back away. They have enough... Well, enough money, but they don't want to break it before the end of the half. Excuse me.
I was wondering the same thing when I looked over at the money. If they would actually decide to save, essentially their save here is just saying we want to make sure that our economy is going to be good for the last 4 rounds of this game. We don't want to be in a situation where we get reset with only 2 rounds remaining in the half and have some weird half buys. It's not great. That decision is a luxury you have by being up 9-1, by being so dominant throughout this half that you have the space on the scoreboard to make that call. So they just concede in a 3v3, a doable 3v3, but no utility, so it was still going to be a bit tough. 7-round lead for Astralis, up 9-2, and EG trying to claw back, trying to hang on going into the second half.
See if they claw back. I mean, that's a big ask the way this one's been going. It started off so catastrophic. Cirque with the close angle, trying to peek through the gap toward the top of the B stairs. Meanwhile, Blame F sneaks down and gets inside of the scaffold position. It's Glaive that's going to go aggressive again. Oh, okay, good. It won't spread that far. I was going to say Brehze's in a bit of trouble here. Has to commit to that angle, though. He can't get out from under the stairs yet, so gets the shot clean. That's the first time we've seen Xyp9x go down on an early pick in that position. That's going to force Config, who's been playing late middle and throwing support flashes, to rotate into the site. So this is already thinning them out.
Yeah, Blame F going to stick around that A bomb site. You have to imagine EG is going to be real nervous about any kind of a flank, but this gives a lot of time for Brehze to... Oh, yeah, Config spotted him. Molotov's going to come out. Brehze in a tough spot, but he's got Cirque here to back him up, but not in time. They're throwing nades. He's abandoned. He's taken down by Config, and now Farlig shifts in with the AWP. And Config got to be careful. Cirque has him pinned down behind the double stack. Big win. Config slides out and almost gets a third as well.
That's impressive that he goes that far without the reload, trying to transfer it over. Nearly took down Stewie. One more bullet would have done so. Instead, we get into a 3-on-3. And yes, the gun barrel was spotted in both directions, but one's got boxes he can juke around, the other doesn't. So that was an advantage, no question, toward Glaive. Glaive's going to have to back away, excuse me, towards Config. Glaive's going to have to back away on this one after the shot. And the kill coming in from EG. Oh, burning alive automatic. He's forward of it. He actually got away with that. 1 HP was lost. That was it. I thought that was going to spread much more quickly to his position. And now it's gone away. It's extinguished, but he can't get away from Glaive's gun. And that should be, enough. He nearly pre-striked, and pre-fired into that flash, but it didn't quite work out for him.
What a bold call from Stewie for the flashbang. 3 HP goes for the fight, but the flashbang is perfect from Rush. And yeah, I think BlameF, if you're going to say in the previous round, I'm amazed he's going for this one. And I think now that's his chance. That was his one. If he gets that kill, it's on. Now he's got to start thinking about the AWP that's laying right behind him. Stewie going to turn the corner.
Oh
he goes down, but Rush with the trade, and EG hits 3.
EG hits 3. You're right, they could have saved again there. We are in round 13, and they're kind of in a ropey situation. 56-50 only for BlameF at this point in time. Maybe the AWP was something he was considering. Maybe he was hoping to get exit kills. Either way, they definitely are in a situation where they could have to save for potentially 2 rounds. So we could, in theory, get to a 9-6 scoreline after how this started.
Well then, have ourselves a game.
Have ourselves a merry little Christmas.
Small investment from Astralis. It's going to be BlameF picking up the lone rifle. The sole player with decent cash. Now 2 in a row for EG. This one off the back of the opening kill from Brehze towards the B bomb site, finding Zip into the site. Able to apply a lot of pressure. 6-round lead. Go for the old if statement, like if EG had won the pistol round, if EG hadn't lost the ninja defuse.
You know, if I had another 2 inches, I would have been the best man at the wedding. One of those. Yeah.
That whole thing.
Exactly.
That whole chestnut. Well, a little bit of a boost towards the A bomb site, but EG's taking it very, very slow.
Super slow, but no one inside of mid this time to lurk and play. It's normally Config. He's over toward the sandbags.
Well, also interesting seeing EG put so much attention on mid early on. They haven't really done that throughout this half, but here, I mean, with the kind of knowledge and the feeling that Astralis is going to be saving and probably won't have rifles, although there is one, just saying, let's go towards mid where we're going to have the advantage against any pistols, even if it's deagles. We have the rifles, we have the utility. This stack could really hurt. Delayed boost up as Config tries to find the timing. 4 players are going to be here. Doesn't hold the trigger. Just takes the first kill. 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, not worth it to overextend because now they know where all 3 are. If they get by the shots, they overrun them in that position. They're going to restack. Oh no, bottom player down. Resets the game. Brehze gets both. He's taken out by Farlig on the pistol. But he's got Config to play with. They've got to be so aware of the people rotating in behind it. Cirque's going to do double duty, double damage and make it 9-4.
That's a tough call to make for that boost up. I don't even mind going back 4. You're just seeing what you can get, but 30 seconds on the clock, that might have been time for them to kind of, I don't know, not go for the boost, but just stay aggressive. That's nitpicky. We won't really get into it. 9-4. ADP picked up on Farlig, M4 on the other 4 players for Astralis. On the EG side of things, it's 3 rounds straight. Starting to pick up some steam in this game. Claw back, get this scoreline closer. AKs and an AWP on Cirque. Config aggressive at this bomb site down the stairs. Brehze has no idea just yet, and they might just want to shut him down, at least in the early stages.
Shots out. Brehze, good for 1, only 1. To trade back against Config, who took out Cirque, and Zipix wins the exchange as it goes 2-1 in that situation. So now once more, EG need to fall back. But 3 rounds in a row after how this all went down is a pretty impressive situation to find themselves in. Unfortunately, a single round previously meant guns could come back up for Astralis in the way that it transpired. So, Farlig back on the op. What's he at now? 4-7. I'm going to start if they start losing rounds. Then you got to say the impact needs to arrive. Again, if they're winning, I don't care if he's 0 and whatever. If they're winning every round, it's fine. But if they are going to start to need his presence to be more apparent, then sure, we're going to criticize that. He didn't quite see the jump across, and Stewie's looking for a gap inside that scaffolding. Sees it, can't hit it on the rescope, but Farlig unable to go back for it. Gets taken down by Automatic on the repeak.
Glaive was there for 1, though, and Stewie doesn't want to challenge with the op. Back to the B bomb site we go. Rush here on the stairs is going to lead the way. Get a bit of a jump on it. Zip, blind against the wall. He's going to go down. Good flashes and support from Stewie, who's going to be left with this op in a 1 versus 2. Transfers over to the AK-47 and sticks the plant. Molotov is out. He's going to burn to death. Blame F has got him. 10th round for Astralis. They hit double digits. Blame F, 14-4. Glaive 15-8. Config is 14-10. Those three doing a great job leading the way. For the EG side of things, it's Brehze leading at 11. Stewie's up next at 9. It's been a real tough opening half of Vertigo for EG. We're heading into the last round. 6-round lead for Astralis. Double op setup coming out for the defense as well.
For the last round, why not? If Farley can't hit shots with it, Config's going to try.
I think they did this once before, and then their economy got into a sketchy situation, and they just never went back to it. I don't think they had really the funds that they might have wanted. Rush has a MAC-10 as well, if you want to go in the other direction. One team has money for a double op, the other team has money for a MAC-10.
Rush could be my Mac daddy, though. So
any day of the week?
Any day of the week. Except Sundays.
Except Sundays.
It's the day of rest.
The Lord's Day. Farley gonna drop a smoke. Glaive spamming a little bit. EG's had to deal with a lot of aggression at that point of the map. Not this time. Farley's gonna get another chance for you, Matt.
He might. The last round I was a bit surprised because Stewie whiffed on the first. And I thought the quickness and the peeking might go in his favor. This time it does as he slides out. Tags on the second, so Cirque's gone low. That'll allow Glaive to double up in his position, which is a rather remarkable situation to have, as now it's a 4-on-2.
I feel like Glaive's been playing this like silly game throughout this half where he's just like, if I'm aggressive 11 rounds in a row, like, you know, if I'm just overwhelmingly aggressive, they'll just, at some point they'll expect me to not be this aggressive. And it's just not the case. He's been able to catch EG off guard a number of times. Huge, huge defense for Glaive throughout this half at a hugely important part of the map as well. Blame F waiting behind sandbags. Nobody throws the Molotov to clear him out. Nobody wants to give away the game. It comes in a little bit late when it doesn't matter. Brehze left in a 1 versus 4, and that's it. That's all she wrote for the first half. It's 11-4 lead for Astralis. We're gonna do a break. We'll be right back for the conclusion of Vertigo.
Yeah, I think that I had like a couple of bad months in Astralis, and now I finally like regained form a little bit. I just focused on myself a lot and focused on how I want to play my own game and how I want to like do my own thing and create my own game style. And I think that it worked out pretty well for me so far. It worked pretty good in IEM Katowice, and it also been pretty good in practice with Farley. So I just hope that I can transition it into the next couple of games that we're playing here in.
It's now 11-4, so EG with a bit of life late. We'll see if they can turn their fortunate fates on the CT side, Jason.
Yeah, they better keep it up. They better keep up that little streak, the little bit of energy they found towards the end of the first half, because it's got to be an ace CT side for EG if they want to make this work. 4 players to defend at the point of attack. It's all about this timing for Automatic, setting up 2 pop flashes. They're making a lot of noise. There's the first. Second one's going to follow up at any moment. And, oh, the first push didn't actually work. They've got to back away. This is awkward. Now they're caught in no man's land. Now this surely isn't going to go anywhere good. If you're EG, this is not pretty whatsoever. Zip is going to be able to find the kills at the end. Same with Farley. Double for him. That opens everything up.
Mid-side smoke as well, so once they took over the lane, they could easily walk up. We saw a similar set from Rushley, although his was more about rushing and apt to his name. This one, a bit more late and strategic as they'd already taken ground at the court of top A ramp. So Astralis winning both pistols. This time they do it in a way that was a little more orthodox.
I actually think that's a really cool pistol round from EG as well. Obviously, it'd be much cooler if it worked. But I mean, but this is kind of what happens, right? You throw that flashbang, you swing down. They're not where you thought. Remember, remember, Astralis is making a lot of footsteps, so EG's thinking they're coming up ramp. They're at least in that kind of staging area right beneath the second ramp. And unfortunately, they were further back. They were going towards yellow, and then there's just nowhere for EG to go after that. They're boxed in by players pushing up lane. They're boxed in by the players pushing up ramp, and there's no comfortable fight for any of the EG players that are stuck in the open.
Stack. Aggressive stack at the A side of the map. Do you remember the stack we used to see at the ramp on Cobble that Virtus Pro used to throw at us every now and then? You come around the door and they just all be staggered in a lineup up the ramp and they just wreck you. That was kind of a similar approach to that. Unfortunately, the ramp and the headshot angle goes the way of the CTs and the attackers in this position as Brehze has to turn back. Does get Zipix down, but unaware that Farlig is sluck in behind him.
Where are you going?
Just a bunch of words, but he appeared behind him and killed him.
Vocal warm-ups with
Yes.
Sadakist.
Scooby-doo bop 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 ba doo bop.
Nice.
Bra.
13-4.
Sluck in behind him. I like that. That's a new one.
We can invent all the words you want.
Technically speaking, we can. They just don't have to make any sense.
Here we go. Buy for EG. M4 is out in force. No kits for the CT side. Powerful situation, though, with Astralis limping economically early on in this round number 3 of the second half. If you're just joining us, first half was domination from Astralis, a lot of aggression down A ramp, shut down a lot of what EG wanted to do on the offensive side. Config's going to press the issue. This is what he talked about in that interview, is he has a little bit more freedom to be aggressive because he's got a buddy with him who can help out. This time it's Blame F to put him in position, and what a strong position it is. I don't think EG has any idea. They know the possibility, but I don't think they heard the Molotov tick, and Cirque's going to check it. He is going to go for the clear. Nice little jiggle. Way to clean it up. That's a huge kill for Cirque. It's a strong position, but it's a long time you got to sit there for that play to really come to fruition. A long time you got to be nervous about where the follow-up peak is going to be coming from. This has at least forced the defense to be a little bit passive towards the A bomb site, but Rush and Stewie are taking care of that just now. Going to get re-aggress towards lane.
Decent shots back by Brehze. We'll take down Farlig. Rush gets Glaive, so a massive advantage now is it's just Zipix to find. He waits down at the bottom side of the ramp. Farlig up to 9 and 10, so catching the tail end of the score. And so far, look, not a bad first game to break in that jersey. Hasn't had to do too much, gets used to playing with the team in this environment. It's not a land stage yet per se. There's no audience yet. There's still things he'll have to adapt to. But yeah, if I could pick a first game with the team, I either want to be an absolute monster, that's what everyone would dream of, and being like the superstar, or just chill like this and just get acclimated to everything. So probably not too stressful right now on his side, despite the kill total. But like I say, he's catching up to it now.
13-5. Galil on Zip. Upgraded pistols and the MAC-10 on Blame F. That round from Astralis trying to activate Config deep in towards mid. Not able to happen. Zip's going to take control of these B stairs with the quickness. Oh, split. A fast split. EG's not in position for it. Oh boy, Automatic's in trouble. He's feeling nervous. Glaive hesitates. Glaive hesitates just long enough for the defense to recover. Huge, huge rotation from EG. And that'll be a 6th round for the CT side.
I thought he was going to get caught by that. Every time someone does that, I get nervous. I thought he was going to get caught by the pushing on the smoke, but Brehze gets taken down instead. Config repositions himself to try and find long shots and duels, but caught out by Automatic through the wall. Not bad. That's a good way to make him fall. And it's obviously not another round than a 1vx for Config that time, because no bomb planted. They knew where he was.
No bomb planted.
They could just kill him.
Yep.
13-6.
Oh, it's massive. They just get tagged from behind. I didn't get to see who that was. I think it was Brehze who was coming back, perhaps. Either way, massive, massive kill. Massive just damage done, because even if Glaive's able to drop down and get the 1 kill on Automatic, then you leave a player all alone at that B bomb site. It's tough going. So back to pistols, relegated to unarmored pistols is Astralis. Nursing a 7-round lead.
Everyone loves a nurse. Not necessarily, actually. It depends. Some are good, some are bad.
Kind of a metaphor for life there, isn't it?
Yeah. Some are good, some are bad. You win some, you lose some. And no one wants to see a nurse, right? Because usually it means something bad has gone on. Like perhaps you got headshotted by a boost and a deagle config. Absolutely.
Nurse can do nothing about that one.
Yeah, no, there's no resuscitation. No CPR in the world to save you.
All right, Rush is getting a deep angle. He just wants information, wants to see when they turn that corner, have the timing on it. EG not even going to fall back into the B bomb site. It's been completely evacuated for the moment. Automatic's going to readjust just now. EG's still looking at what the final play is going to be. Config out in the open with the deagle. There's the double peek from Rush and Stewie coming into action. Nicely done. Full house for the two of them. And they've got EG at 7.
So yes, 7 indeed, with 3 in total in a row. Oof. Good recovery. I mean, obviously the reason they push out mid is they know they're on pistols. They saw it was a boost, so there's likely a double presence. And it gave them the information that, hey, they've vacated this position. Watch that A ramp.
And I mean, that's kind of in some ways the cleanest fight you'll find early on with just deagles, right? If you go ramp, maybe it's an AWP, maybe it's a smoke in your face. You go towards the B stairs, maybe there's a hail of grenades coming down. But still, that's all they can get. Utility out from both sides. 6 rounds now that EG has to make up for. Triple defense at the ramp. They want to be aggressive as the smoke clears, and this time it's against those AK-47s, so going to throw one more out, delay the take a little bit longer. That'll expire just before the 1 minute mark.
Shots through smokes from Rush as he tries to elevate himself in the corner. Drops down, spots Glaive trying to sneak inside yellow. Rush not done there once more, but Farlig's going to win that duel with the AK as he turns back, avoiding a flash inside of the smoke, making us now sit in a 4-on-4. He's on 2 HP though, so narrowly escapes death in that exchange.
Config hasn't moved in some time. He's just playing it passively, looking for mid push, but yet to be activated as well. Not a lot of utility either. He's the one with all the nades. That's kind of the hard part right now at the moment, is he's so disjointed from his team, but he's the only one with utility. And he dare not take it out when he's playing a solo position like this.
Zip getting, ever so close. That backpack again. Cirque fires toward the steel beam, but cannot penetrate through. He has to fall off the angle. It's Farlig instead that will get the kill. Onto Cirque as Stewie 2K will catch out Config. Inside the middle, he turns it back around in the B site. He's able to follow up on a second, but Balm already planted over toward, he was toward lobby. So it was back toward middle, as Zipix has an angle, lines up 2. I'm not sure if it'll be enough because he's gonna run out of ammunition, but that baits them in toward Blame F as Brehze comes around the corner. 7 to 14. Getting ahead of myself, okay?
Yeah, I combined
7 to 14.
What a nasty little off angle for Zipix. Huge kills in the post plant. Cirque goes down, Zip with a double here. Config as well. That was almost just a perfect backstab. And actually, I was saying he's the one with utility, maybe doesn't want to use it. I don't know if that was improvised out of nowhere, if that's kind of designed to leave him with that, but he almost used his utility perfectly to be able to pinch towards that A defense. So nicely done from Astralis to find themselves a victory out of a tough situation. Fast pace towards middle. Again, Glaive leading the way, but they're not going to go up towards the B bomb site. They're going to wrap all the way around slowly, and they've started walking. I don't know if they have any idea about this. Rush is cautious, but they've got to get over here because Brehze and Automac have both felt the pressure and pushed forward into the waiting op of Farlig.
Good shot, Config, holding off that angle once again in middle as they try and rotate. Not spotting the second player, though, in Stewie, who walks out to find Blame F as he falls off. Config has other problems and other obligations right now trying to get inside of the site. Config is going to go back, though. He's going to go back, and he catches out Rush as he couldn't do anything or spot anyone further, and his team had already cleared inside of the site itself. What a round from him. What a control of middle. 3 kills, and we find ourselves on map point. Remember, Overpass is next.
Oh, and EG needed that op. They needed that op for the last round. They were in a nightmare scenario. Do you go for that 2-on-3 at 14-7, or do you save those weapons and try and run it back by 8? Now they have to do the worst of both worlds. They have to do it with no weapons. That's a critical kill to get caused partially by, I'm assuming, a mouse jump. Scroll wheel jump from Brehze. 8-round lead, 8 chances to close out Vertigo for Astralis.
of quick shots. Down inside of the smoke. Unaware, though, that Glaive had actually snuck up inside it, so Stewie thought he was safe to retreat. Little did he know he was actually walking directly into a crossfire and a trap as Rush will get Glaive. Watch middle again. Config wins that duel against Automatic. Smokes himself away as well, but spotted out by Brehze going for the angle, the off angle, and Brehze takes none of that. He will put him down. Config's trying to get clever. Finding his own style, he said during the halftime content piece. Obviously not a live interview, but yeah, said he wasn't happy with his own performance within Astralis, and now he's kind of changing it up, and rather than playing to them, he's getting his own groove.
I don't think anyone on Astralis could be happy with their performance at Astralis in these past, what, like, I guess year, maybe?
Yeah, I would say...
Hasn't been pretty.
Yeah, it's
or this new lineup.
It hasn't been a year. It's been since December. But yeah, I would say the last 2-3 months, to be fair, because the first month, obviously, not much was expected. There wasn't much tournaments going on until mid.
Actually, their first event was the best one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Good
nice shot through the smoke. Yeah, that's going to give them another round to keep themselves alive for at least one more as Cirque gets the double. But yeah, no, look, to be completely fair to them, their first event was the best, but there wasn't a lot. I'd say it's been 3 months of playtime, really.
That's fair.
Despite that we're on, what, month? It's only the third. It is only the third. It's still March. Wow. I'm like already planning stuff in May. This is. Am I mature now that he's planning ahead?
You're definitely not mature.
Okay, thanks.
But it is a nice sign that you're planning ahead. That's a good first
improvement. I found it amazing that I had Google Keep open and you were like, "Wow, you're organized like a real adult." And I was like, "No, I'm not." Nice X. That's a cool view of the wall, or the smoke bang, I should say.
Smoke bang. That's a classic. I haven't used that in a long time. Smoke bang. Here we go. 3 AKs. Mac 10 and a Tech 9 for Astralis. 7 more chances. Plenty more chances to close out this opening map of this series. Opening map in Group D for both of these teams.
Shot out from Brehze to take out Zipix immediately, but he's going to get nade striked. We're going to try and burn him as well, but he gets back toward the double box. That's going to give him one further. And Automatic on the case to take down Farlig after. I thought was going to give them the advantage, but a good find at range. Drops him immediately after. Still, though, they are 1 up. But what can Stewie do, trying to get behind them quickly as possible to cover off the position inside of the... Oh, behind the stairs, in fact, down below.
Playing this so smart, too. He knows they've kind of paused. He's waiting for the perfect moment. Give him a taste of their own medicine, Stu. Coming up the stairs. First kill on the top is his, and the second one behind the boards. He's going to play it a little bit passively. Doesn't even need his teammates to turn the corner, but even if he goes down there, BlameF has no chance of getting away. Good flank from Stewie. 9th round for EG as they try and come back into the game. 6 rounds away from overtime.
6 rounds away, 2 will do for Stu as he gets the flank done, and good to see him back. Obviously, to me, the biggest sort of return to the scene in this lineup is Automatic, who is the forgotten son of the Cloud9 Miracle in Mass team, and kind of didn't really get a chance to do much for the longest period of time. Obviously, Stewie went to the Brazilian lineup, came back over, was then part of Liquid for a bit of time, and you know, Tarek had his moments as well in EG, and now he's off doing whatever. But yeah, I think Automatic was the one that kind of got left behind in all of that, so it was great to see him come back into this core. Meanwhile, those are going to take down BlameF. It's only going to be their first kill against 2 that were found on the Tech 9, so this could be it for Astralis if they can capitalize on picking up these AKs to go with.
Look at, I mean, they can slow it down now that they've got the guns, but they're not going to. Oh, Cirque, I don't know if he looked away, but he might have seen the flash coming and just turned his crosshair to try and dodge it. Huge kills from Glaive. That's a double kill. That should seal things. Look, you were happy the Tech 9 is back. How many times have we seen the comeback cut short by Tech 9s?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still, you know, look, I'm happy that it's back in, and it's relevant to an extent and not overpowered as it was before.
Oh, this is the worst feeling in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you're just locked out.
When you know you have no chance, but you still got to go for it.
Yeah, well, he did, and he died. And it's now going to be first map going the way of Astralis. A score at 16-9. A bit of life in EG considering how poorly it did started, but going to need more than that on Overpass.
Yeah, it was a great start to the opening half for Astralis, and then they just got a cruise. And speaking of...